book lovers, it is GSwiz here, and I'm here today to share my October TBR with you guys. So, I'm not in my regular filming position. It's as if I'm vlogging right now. A big reason why is because I do not want to strain myself. Let's just say over the weekend I had a bit of a health scare and that was not fun at all. I literally thought I was gonna die yesterday. Oh my goodness. But turns out it's just a muscular issue. I need to make sure that I'm resting and I'm recovering, so I'm just gonna stay in this chair for now. I'm taking some time off of work today to make sure that I get as much rest as I possibly can. And today I've also been reading as well. I feel like everyone has coordinated their TBR because Halloween's coming up. Everything people are gonna be reading is gonna be like spooky and stuff. I don't necessarily read horror fiction, but I read manga that is kind of pretty creepy. So I'm gonna be including some of that stuff, but also I'm gonna be including some of my regular fantasy. So I'm just gonna get started off with the books that I'm intentionally gonna be reading for Halloween time-ish or October because everyone else is doing it. And then I'm gonna go into some fantasy books that I am also very much excited to read this October. Without further ado, I'm gonna get started with my TBR. First of all, I'd like to mention one of my favorite manga series of all time, Demon Slayer. I am up to volume 11. The story is just getting better and better with each volume, and right here we've got Nezuko, who is my baby. I love her. I cherish Nezuko. She's probably my favorite character of the series. Very close to Tanjiro. Like, I really love Tanjiro. I love him as an older brother figure. Seeing their adventures makes me happy, but also breaks my heart at the very same time. Like, Demon Slayer, this series, written very well, and it's very much suited to this time. Oh my goodness, I need to show you guys something. I got Tanjiro socks. I am so excited to wear these. I bought these at Kinokuniya. I think Camilla found them just sitting on a shelf randomly. So yes, I at least want to continue on with this series because we're having volume 17, at least in Australia, get published either this month or November, one of the two. And I kind of do want to catch up because these volumes come out, I'd say, monthly. And also another manga series that I want to continue that is pretty much appropriate during the season is The Promised Neverland, and this is volume 2. I started volume 1. If I get through, I'd say 3 or 4 volumes, then I'd be finished the TV show's arc, and then I'd have to go into the rest of the series, which I'm really excited about. I think I've just been putting it off because I know what happens in the first 12 episodes of the anime anyway. I know that I'm gonna have to go through that in order to continue on with the series once again, and for some reason I haven't been motivated to, but I've got to push myself. So I at least want to get to volume 2 this month. Volume 2 would be an achievement of itself, and then I can continue on with the rest of the volumes that I purchased. And the final manga series that I have on my definite TBR, and I'm hoping I will be able to start it and finish it by the end of the month. Death Note. I couldn't find a more appropriate read for Halloween time than Death Note. So these are volumes 1 to 12, and yes, they are bind-ups of 2 each volume, and I just need to start and finish them in the lead up to Halloween, I'd say. The perfect motivator for me to actually start and finish it on my TBR, because I've watched the anime, I love the anime, I have to keep on stopping myself from rewatching the anime because I love it so much, just so that I can binge read the manga. Now we go on to the books that I want to read this October. I at least want to get to one Haruki Murakami book, and the one Haruki Murakami book that I will show you guys that I need to prioritize this month is The Hardboiled Wonderland and The End of the World. This, from what I know, follows 2 different dimensions, and I'm really excited to read this book because my favorite book of the year includes multiple dimensions, and my favorite movie of all time, Into the Spider-Verse, also includes dimension travel and dealing with dimensions. If done right, if done well, then I stand. What I do know that in this book, or at least in the English translated version of this book, the love interest was accidentally translated as a 16-year-old. As a minor, which was a little bit questionable to hear at first, but when I found out that the age was incorrectly translated, I was able to kind of accept that. So I am hoping that that doesn't distract me during the book. I guess now that I know that it was incorrectly translated, I guess I can buy into her maybe being in her 20s at least. The Hardboiled Wonderland and The End of the World is one that I've wanted to read for some time, and I recently purchased it. By the way, side note, Camilla just finished Norwegian Wood, and we had amazing discussions about it yesterday, and yeah, I just thought I'd let you know that. It's just exciting when your significant other finishes a book that you recommended them. Next, I want to mention a book that I am currently reading. I actually started today on this day of rest. I'm currently around 7 chapters into it, and that, my friends, is Air Awakens by Elise Kova. You guys might be wondering, geez whiz, I've never seen this on your bookshelf. That's because it came in the mail last week. I just went to town and I purchased the entire Air Awakens series. Not just because these covers look beautiful, but because I've just been wanting more fantasy romance as of recently, and I've just tried to fill the void that the Remnant Chronicles and the Seven Realms series have left me with. I think that that is a perfect opportunity to give money to independently published authors, and I had good excuse to do so. So what I was doing 2 or 3 weeks ago, I just spent my time going online looking up some good independently published authors that write good fantasy romance, and Elise Kova's one of them. I also want to read Audrey Gray and Danielle L. Jensen. So yeah, my TBR has recently expanded thanks to my research. I started Air Awakens today and I'm really enjoying it so far, and this one has to do with someone who was kind of like raised to fear sorcerers essentially, and then she has to embrace her sorcery, which is fascinating. I'm really excited about that, you know, that fish out of water kind of story, and I cannot wait to see where the main character is gonna go with her powers. Some of you guys are gonna hammer me for like not even starting this book series yet, but I am so excited to get to this book series. I'm gonna be talking about The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. Now, what's surprising to me is that R.F. Kuang is my age. She is a 24-year-old who has written a thick fantasy series that has taken the book internet by storm. First of all, it makes me think to myself, what have I done as a 24-year-old? Second of all, it makes me feel proud that a millennial can do such a thing. So, like most of you guys know this, Burning God is coming out in 17th of November. If I'm to hopefully be accurate, that leaves me with at least a month and a half to start The Poppy War, or to continue on with the series, to at least binge the series before the final book, The Burning God, comes out. And I just see nothing but fan art about the series. I see like incorrect tweets about its characters, and I also see my friends being destroyed, absolutely destroyed by the Dragon Republic, and it makes me hesitate. I'm not gonna lie, like I've been kind of hesitating to pick up The Poppy War and the whole series because of it, but you know what? I have to. Second last book that I definitely need to pick up this month is the Tyrants Tomb by Rick Riordan. You guys might be wondering, geez whiz, you're not mentioning the Tower of Nero like everybody else is. That's true, because I haven't pre-ordered the Tower of Nero yet, and I actually do need to. So thanks for the reminder, G-Swizz, asking G-Swizz a question. I haven't actually read the Tyrants Tomb yet. I actually just reread The Burning Maze because I needed to get filled in as to what happens. And oh my goodness, The Burning Maze is really sad. It took a very emotional turn, and it was very emotionally taxing for me to read personally. So yeah, hopefully the Tyrants Tomb isn't the same. No, actually, I do like it when the emotional stakes are high. I love it when a book makes you feel things, but please don't destroy me, Uncle Rick. And the next book I've got to mention is a book that just came in the mail today. I'm so happy about it, so excited about it, and that, my friends, is The Lost Book of the White by Cassandra Clare. I actually received my Illumicrate order today. If you guys didn't know, Illumicrate did a special edition, a hardback of The Red Scrolls of Magic, and I'm so happy I have this. I know it's an unpopular opinion for people to like these new covers, but I prefer these new covers only because they match the style of the original Shadowhunter series. So of course I kind of wanted them all to match, and I actually really do like this cover. Some of you guys might be wondering what the jacket looks like underneath. Yeah, that's what it looks like underneath if I wanted to keep the same energy. So let's just say the Red Scrolls of Magic was kind of like anxiety inducing, but also pretty wholesome. I don't know what's gonna happen in the Lost Book of the White, but let me tell you, I am really excited for it, but also very nervous about it. There were a lot of crazy things that happened in the previous book, but I want some more wholesome Malik. I need some more wholesome Malik. Last time was just way too wholesome. I loved it so much. And another book that is definitely on my TBR for the month of October has got to be Lightbringer by Claire Legrand. This is the third and final book in the Imperium trilogy, which, in fact, I am very nervous about. And the reason why I'm very nervous about this book is because there are kind of mixed reviews on Lightbringer. People do like the consistency of the series, but Lightbringer follows, let's say, a feud between two characters more than it kind of does with the rest of the characters characters, even the main characters, and that is what I've heard. I tried my best to go into looking at spoiler-free reviews. Yeah, like some of that has kind of helped, but I do have very low expectations for the last book. Not because I think that it's going to let me down, but I don't want to go into this series with too many theories and be disappointed. Bring it on, Lightbringer. And this is kind of like a last-minute decision that I will include onto this TBR. I gotta read Blood and Honey at some point. Now, I heard Blood and Honey is a huge disappointment compared to Serpent and Dove, and I actually wanted to reread Serpent and Dove so that I could kind of go into Blood and Honey kind of knowing everything and kind of not being bored. I have started and put down Blood and Honey twice. The reason why is because I tried to start Blood and Honey after reading the Remnant Chronicles and then after reading the Seven Realms series to help me kind of like get out of the post-series reading slump. That's what I was hoping that it would do. I always got to the same point and never really continued from there. And I've heard very mixed opinions about Blood and Honey. A lot of people wanted this to be the finale we were promised, but it's gonna be a trilogy. That's fine with me. I think that we do need more time to at least develop the character of Reed. Hopefully I am motivated to continue on with this book, even though a lot of people did say that it was a bore and they DNF'd it. I think the thing that will keep me motivated with the series is to see if Reed actually changes. I want Reed to be the best man he possibly can be to Lou, because Lou clearly deserves better. I swear, if I don't read it this month, I don't think I'm gonna read it any month. But also it's gonna be a perfect Halloween read because you got witches, but you also got very scary religious people. Like, they're even scarier than the witches in this book, let's be real. So, that's gonna be it for this TBR video today, book lovers. Oh my goodness, I forgot to mention, October, that's my birthday month. I'm really excited for my birthday. I'm gonna be turning 25. Quarter life crisis starting. Send me books if you want to. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet already. And also, I have social medias. I'm at gswizzelbooks on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm also Goodreads. That's www.goodreads.com/gswizzle. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later. Peace.
Started out with half and I flipped it into double. Started out with half and I flipped it into double.